Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're tuning in. Hello, hello, hello. So we've just spent the weekend in a place called Ferry in Dundee. Came down for the weekend because there were a few things that I wanted to do down here. I've never been before. I wanted to take the kids to the Science Centre in Dundee. And then we realised that the Sheffield Steelers, the ice hockey team, were playing the Fife Flyers in Fife. So we decided to book for a weekend, and this is the last day of our weekend. It's a beautiful morning, and it's the first time in a long time that I've been up since before 9 o'clock. I know, it's bad, innit? It's bad, but just keeping it real, I'm being honest. Can't get up. Kids can't get up. Darren only gets up if he's got to go to work. So this is like a scope of the riverfront. The river leads to the sea. There's a beach right round the corner. You've got your castle there, and then round that corner there's Ferry Beach. So it's been quite a windy and cold weekend, but we are in January. Anyway, what I didn't realise was Ferry has got a ton of charity shops. So I popped in yesterday with the kids. The kids got stuff. I didn't have time to look to see if there was anything for me. So I've got up early to go and have a look to see if I can find anything. Now, the one thing that I did see were the prices were, for some of the things, were astronomical. Astronomical to me, that is. So come with me, let's go and have a look. Let's go and see what the charity shops are like together, and let's see if we can find anything. I was hoping that this one would be open, but it's closed. But just looking at the window there, can you see their candlesticks? £30 each. And then even the tea sets are like £15. This set here, this white, that's 20 quid. That one back there, that's £10. So you're going to have to really want these things, aren't you, to buy them? You're not just going to buy them on a whim. So heading over to the shops that were open, and the prices for the ladies' clothing, they weren't that bad. I think the tops that we're looking at were between about £5 and £6, so they definitely have gone up. And some of the stuff was very worn, but some people like that look, don't they? Now, I love a basket, so I did have a really good hunt. In fact, I got on my hands and knees at one point. And this final shop, Salvation Army, this had still got quite a lot of things, really, really cheap, which made my heart sing just a little bit. But these trainers, £14, slightly overpriced in my opinion. I did manage to buy some things, and I'll show you what I found in a minute. But the whole thing with going to the charity shops and realising just how much they've started to charge for things, or I've certainly started to become aware of it, it's made me think that I don't know how they're going to sell these things. Obviously, if they're on eBay or some other kind of selling site, then they've got it for the mass public to see, and they've also got it in the shop window or whatever, so they've got more of an opportunity to sell them at the price that they're asking for. But let's say that, those brass candlesticks that were in the window for £30 each, so 60 quid for a pair, because you're not probably going to buy just one candlestick, are you? You're going to want to buy a pair. You're going to have to really want to be buying those, or you're going to have to be really looking for those candlesticks to warrant paying 60 quid for a pair. I always think that when you're going into a charity shop, you're like, most people, they're just like browsing, aren't they? And if they see something and they think, oh yeah, that's a good price, they get it. Unless you're like looking to buy to sell on, or you're looking for antiques, or
I might be wrong, but I just think you go to a charity shop, you have a look, you might have got an idea of something that you're looking for, but there might be other things that take your fancy. And if they're putting the prices up that much, those people who shop like that, they're probably not going to buy those things anymore. I don't know, that's my thought on it at the minute as I sit here. So let me show you what I did find, and I'll include a couple of bits that I got for the kids as well. Just to start off with this base, like, we've got a Jenga. Like, myself and Drew, we really like to play games together. And this is a Fortnite Jenga, which is why it caught his eye, because of Fortnite. And it was £4, which I was like, £4 for a game. However, we have played it about 10 times already, so it's been an investment, and we will just carry on. And it is actually, if you like games, you know, Jengas specifically, you get 3 different colour blocks. You've got metal, brick and wood. And with this Jenga, it's slightly different to how I would have played a normal Jenga, whereas you spin the wheel, and then that'll tell you what kind of block you've got to take out. So it just gives it a bit more of an element of fun, I think. So it was £4, and on the internet there's like a recommended retail price of about £22 to £25. I definitely wouldn't have wanted to pay that. So I think that I did get a good deal with that, even though originally I was like, yeah, not sure about that. So it worked out well. And then the other couple of things that I got for Drew. Drew is quite sensitive to some kinds of clothing, and I'd bought him a jumper in the next sale for £7, but it had got like seams here, and he was just not happy about wearing it. And in the end, while we were in Dundee, I just said it were quite a nice day. So I said, right, just wrap it round your waist so I don't look like a bad parent whilst you're walking about with just a t-shirt on. And we'll go and have a look to see if we can find a jumper for you. So we walked into, I think it was Cancer Research, and I picked him this up. £4.99. I don't know whether that is a good deal. However, it is, for me, I'm quite happy to pay £4.99 for a hoodie that is quite well made, and it's going to last him for quite a while because it's on the bigger side. So yeah, £4.99, and he's wore that 3 times already whilst we've been away. And then in the same shop, but on a different day, because I was just in a hurry on that day, so I went in, grabbed it, said to the lady, can I donate this jumper back to you? So unravelled the one around Drew's waist, gave her that jumper to resell, and walked away with this hoodie. And then when we went back in, I think maybe somebody's donated them both together, same shop. So this also was £4.99. It's got the Nike on the back. I didn't buy them because they're branded, right? I bought them because, well, the first one I needed it, but the second one, it looks like it's never been worn. Like, I don't know whether you can see, but that literally, it really doesn't look like it's brand new. So I consider that to be a bargain. And again, it is on the bigger side of his size, so it's going to last him a long time. So they're the things that I wanted to show you that the kids got. The other stuff, you know, I don't think you can be interested in. When I went back Sunday morning, I did manage to have a good look around, and there were sales on because it is January, so there were still some what I would class as bargains to be had. The last shop where everything were £1, that's where I spent my money. But I found these trousers for Neve, £1, bargain. Stretchy trousers. She likes stretchy trousers because she likes freedom of movement. But these again, look at that. They haven't been worn, or if they have, they've been worn once. And they are a short, so I'm not sure how long they'll last her. But for £1, and then the rest of the bits that I got were in that bin. God, I love a bin. So I just picked up this. Nice winter headband for either myself or Neve. And I've been looking for a plain black scarf for maybe a month, and I will only look in charity shops because I don't want to pay a lot of money. And I have found one. Look, Now it does need defluffing, and it does obviously need a wash. However, it's classed as vintage, so I'm like, I'm loving life because I've got a bit of vintage. I love a bit of history. And it's this, what is it called? Cortel. Now, I've looked it up. It's made in France, but it was a British brand. And the Cortel is a form of acrylic. There you go. That's all I can tell you. And then it got bought out by a different company in 1990. But yeah, made in France, £1, British-owned company. I like it. It's not as long as I probably wanted it, but I wanted a plain black scarf to go with. If you saw my other charity shop video, I bought a black woolen, like a black coat, and I just wanted a black scarf to cover my neck. So I've actually managed to get one for £1, so I'm happy. And then I bought some black gloves. Again, for either myself or Neve, these were £1. Everything were £1. Little grey flower, but the reason why I bought them is because of the lining. So I considered these to be a good purchase. Then last but not least, bought a hat. Now, if you've seen quite a few of my winter videos, I always wear that grey hat, and that hat is, I think it's either 4 or 5 years old. Still looks new, wore it loads, but I always like to have another option, and there's always Neve to think about. And again, it's fleece lined. So it were £1. I ain't tried it on because I wanted to wash it, but I'll try it on for you. What do you think? £1. Bargain, yes. Anyway, so that's what I got from the Dundee charity shops. And this afternoon, we are heading out for another walk, and we're going to land in Pitlochry again because there's a couple of charity shops that I want to have a look at, and I have also booked to pick up a Greggs Too Good To Go bag. So we're going to end up there, but before that we're going to go to a village called Dunkeld. It's been recommended to me by my son, who's lived in Scotland for a while. I'm not sure what it's going to be like. The weather is not brilliant, so it's going to be a little bit of a wet walk, but I'll take you with me, show you what Dunkeld's like, or some of it. I have no idea whether I'm going to be able to show you anything, so I've never been. And then I will be back to show you what I've got from Pitlochry, if in fact I have found anything. I don't know. Let's go and have a look.
Now, this is the village of Dunkeld, and I've just popped this little bit of footage in just to show you some of the places that I went to. If you've got cash to splash, this is a village that you could possibly visit to spend your money. Lots of nice restaurants, lots of nice shops, a little bit pricey, but I did have fun in one of the shops. And then moving on, going to the charity shops in Pitlochry, £100 for a 5-piece tea set, £15 for a man's jumper. I did like the middle one, the one that said Detroit, I think, but I just couldn't warrant paying £15 for it. All the other things were quite expensive as well, to be honest. I did pick up a couple of bits, but £20 for a cashmere jumper. And yeah, again, I did notice in this one specifically that there were just some things, £16 for this pair of shoes. I just thought, a little bit too much.
Prices again. Prices. What's happening? Are we soon never going to be able to get a bargain in a charity shop or what? I do understand that they want to make money, they need to make money. I understand this, I do. And I've never been in and really had a good look at prices like I have done for this video, because I'd noticed it, but I just like shrink away from it, just ignore it. But it's like staring me in the face now how much things are going up in charity shops specifically. And I do understand. I understand that they want to make money, and if there's people willing to pay those prices, then they know what they're doing. But me, £15 for a man's hoodie in a charity shop, I'm not sure. The pink jumper, that were £20 because it was 100% cashmere. Now, I know for a fact that cashmere jumpers, I've never owned one because I wouldn't want to wash it, but cashmere jumpers in Marks & Spencer are about £130. So if you like cashmere jumpers and you are a size 20 or 22 and you want a pink cashmere jumper, that's probably an absolute bargain for you. But for a lot of people, I don't know. Is it, you know, is it going to sell, or are they going to be quite happy to leave it on shelves for a long time? I don't know. Those shoes, the bright in-your-face shoes, £16. £16 for a pair of shoes in a charity shop. I don't know. What are we moving into? I'm not sure. Anyway, I did still manage to get a few bargains, which is good. Not sure whether the clothes that I've got will fit, but I was willing to take a chance, and I did size up, which, you know, if I buy new clothes, 9 times out of 10, I go to a local boutique, local ladies boutique. Don't be put off by the word boutique. It's actually the good clothes at good prices, but they're all free size. So it showed me that really don't take no notice whatsoever what's on a tag, because it's just how they've cut the clothes. And you can get a size 18 from, we all know, don't we? Size 18 from one shop, and it could measure up as a size 16 in another, or vice versa. So I start, when I'm shopping for clothes, I'll start at about a 16, although I have got one item of a size 14 because my mother picked it up, because my mother doesn't look at sizes either. But I usually start at a size 16, and I will look up to a size 24. To me, it's like, because I am like plus size, it's like a size 10 intake, going in and looking up to a size 16, because sometimes you want it to fit differently. So the items that I've got are bigger than what I would usually buy, but I'm still concerned that the top won't fit. However, let me show you. Top were £3.95. It's nice. I like it. It's just from Peacocks. However, it is a blue and white striped shirt. And what I liked most about it was the sleeve. So it's a simple shirt, but it's got a really nice sleeve. And it's like so long. I think it's just going to sit on my hips. But for £4, I was willing to take a chance on it. And then, oops, the other item, so I didn't buy much, the other item of clothing that I got, and it is a bigger size. I've got hair on it, but I loved it. And it is Casual Collection F&F, which is Tesco, isn't it? But I absolutely love the colour, and it looks like it's hardly been worn, which is another thing I love. And the biggest thing that I love about this is that it was in the sale at £2.25. So I'm like loving life. I didn't mind taking the risk. I did put it on over my jeans in shop, and obviously I think it's designed to sit at the waist, which for me it sits on my hips. And because I wouldn't have wanted such a short skirt anyway, perfect. So I will try these on, but I will do it in my next charity shop video, because before I came away, I did go and buy some clothes, which I want to try on. I want your opinion. So I will try these on in the next video. Just wanted to show you them today. And then the other bits that I bought, I get my cutlery from charity shops. And we always run out of teaspoons. Don't know where they go. £1.50 for maybe 5. And there were different bundles. I don't know how they'd worked out bundling them up, but these are Viners. But the reason why I bought this particular bundle is because it has got a spoon in it from Sheffield. And I do like having Sheffield cutlery in my kitchen. They do need a clean up though. Pink stuff is going to have to come out, because I think it is the Sheffield one as well. It's got some marks on it, but I do think it'll clean up because pink stuff sorts everything out. And then I got some forks, because Drew has managed, he's not going to bend these, he's bent some of my forks. I don't know how he's managed it, I can't get them back. But this were a quid, a quid, and but it's 3 forks and a knife from the same set. So somebody, some lucky bugger, is going to get matching cutlery, and everybody else is going to get mismatch, which I find quite amusing. But yeah, so, but these, the little bugger's not going to bend these, is there? No. So yeah, I grabbed some cutlery. And then the last couple of things I've got to show you. I've been looking, as I think that they are going to be too wide. But I've been looking for some like rectangular pieces of fabric, and I've looked in loads of different shops and obviously like charity shops, and I've found some. So got this for £2. I like it, it's pretty. It's going to be too big for my windowsill. If I want it on my windowsill, I'm going to have to fold it. But I wanted, we've painted the woodwork in the hallway, and I don't want to put anything on my windowsill that's going to touch the woodwork and probably mess it up. So I was looking, but this could also go on a dresser, or do you know what I mean? It's multifunctional, isn't it? And I actually do like little bits like this. And then I got another one, which were £1.50. And that's just it's a shorter one, but I think it's still as wide. And again, it's got like embroidery on it. I'd like to think that they were handmade. I don't know if they were, but I'd like to think that. I've got a tag, it's gonna say made in China. No, made in Ireland. So good. Yep. I like it. I like knowing where they're made, and if I can ever choose, I will try to get things that are made in like other places than China, just because I have a big thing about shipping industry out. But that's a topic for another day, or never, maybe on this channel. And I got this for my grandson. He's only 5 months old. However, I think it were £1.50. And if it survives being in my kitchen, it's got a little cup, hasn't it, for when he's bigger, to put his biscuits in and to have a drink of milk out of, or hot chocolate, or whatever. But until then, the kids are going to use this, and I might even use it at some point. So whether it will survive 4 years, who knows? And that's what I got from Pitlochry. Tell me, have you noticed the changes of prices in charity shops, or is it just me? I don't know. They just seem to be going up a bit, and I think it, as I've said, it just takes that, like, you know, it's a quick thinking thing in a charity shop, I think, because you don't know whether it's going to be there when you go back. So you're making an on-the-spot decision, aren't you? So if those candlesticks, I'm harking back to candlesticks, but let's say if they were 15 quid each, still quite a bit, but if they were solid, you know, I think they were solid brass. So if they were 15 quid each, somebody might think, I'll get those for whatever. But, because that's 30 quid. But £30 each, you've got 60 quid. They might not make that quick decision. They might be thinking, oh, it's 60 quid worth it, I'll leave it. Or and same with the pottery set, the Dundee pottery set that you've seen, 100 quid. Now I've had a look online because it started to really interest me. So I had a look at the Dundee stuff, and I think that full recommended retail price, the 5-piece set that you saw at the end of the teapot, that would have been about £200 or just slightly over. So at £100, they've done it half price. But again, it's going to have to be somebody who's specifically looking for Dundee pottery, who is in that shop whilst it's there, or even on eBay, because eBay, if they're not collecting, they're going to have to pay postage on. And I would imagine postage on that set with insurance is going to be quite a lot. So you're going to have to really want it, aren't you? Whereas if it was a lower price, you might have somebody, even if it were like 50 quid or 60 quid, you might have somebody go in and be like, ooh, I'll have that. Whereas you might be taking that response out of the charity shops now, because things are getting a little bit too expensive. But that's just my opinion. You might have a completely different one, and if you do, just let everybody's well. And I will see you soon. I've got another charity shop video coming out in the next couple of weeks, so keep an eye out for that if charity shop videos are your thing. However, I'm going to say goodbye. Take care. See you again next time.